There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Alright, welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Thursday, so we're on to large project night. We're working on our chessboard. Didn't get a lot into it done. I was hoping to get more, but it is what it is. Kind of how every project kind of works. It just kind of go with it best you can. Just giving quick looks. One part I like about doing the intro now, I can have most of my... I'll be able to see if my internet is having issues during my intro. So it was a little high, but it looks like it's dropping now. So hopefully the internet doesn't give us any problems tonight. Excuse me. So here we are. We are past halfway now. We've got our first 4 blocks. We've got 4 more blocks to finish off down here. So I am going to go ahead and just kind of get started into it here. Over here. Don't really need to count out the rings, but it's kind of habit. But I was going to pull out the pieces, but then I decided, well, I didn't really decide. I was running out of time. I had my desk covered here actually just about a half an hour ago, and it's like stream's coming up. I better start getting this cleaned up. I was working on a few other things. I got all the stuff done that I kind of wanted to do last night. Other than the super tiny 20 gauge rings I was wanting to use, just wasn't making it the way I wanted it. It was a little high in the AR, and so I decided to go against that. And then I started testing. I actually made a couple sets of earrings to match the bracelets that we did yesterday. And then I'm gonna work on figuring out, see if I can do a stretchy version. I think I can. I think I've got it pretty much figured out how I would go about doing it. I don't try to make stretchy out of every version of weave I have, but if I can, I will. And I was like, I could easily probably do a stretchy out of this. So I haven't gotten to it yet because I had, like I said, I had my desk kind of covered and stuff, and on the workbench here, and I was doing pictures for another project I'm working on. So I finally just had to say, alright, time to put it up. I hated to put it up because then I'll have to just take that time to set everything back up later, but, you know, that's kind of what happens. That's why I need probably a whole house just for chainmail. I could have a working room, a supplies room, a picture room. Can never have enough room for chainmail. I think I got things straightened up at one point, and I just want to keep adding. If I had more room, I could do this. If I had more room, I could do that. But this is just a basic 6-in-1 European weave. Nothing real major about it. Using 5/16 inch rings, 16 gauge. Doesn't give a whole lot of stretch to it, so it's kind of nice. Kind of stays uniform. I mean, it has a little bit, but overall works out nicely. I've done, this will be the 4th board I've done, third board, yeah. I did a basic black and red one for checkerboard to look basic, and then I did the Batman checkerboard, and use tags and laser etch them up and wrap the tags. It came out really nice, so I love showing that off. A lot of people come by and see it and love it. I don't love the price too much, but you know, you got 25 hours into it. Actually, that one had about 27. I'm expecting this one to be about 25, maybe 24 by the time I'm done, just because I don't have to wrap all the individual pieces like I did on the checkerboards. So that always took a little extra time to do that. But, you know, when it comes to bigger chainmail items, they will take a lot more time into them, so, you know. When they look at some of your pieces and they're like, well, that's cheap enough, but then they see the other pieces, well, that one took under an hour, that one took 100 hours. Big difference. Come on, get in there. But hopefully, I was really wanting to get this wrapped up by next Thursday, but it's not looking like that's probably going to happen. I could if I could just sit down and work on it constantly, but right now I've got a ton of things going on. I'm trying to get finished up and taken care of before I know the band stuff starts taking over. And then I'll just be twice as busy. Like next week, Tuesday, I've got going up for their pictures, to take their pictures of all the individuals. And I'll probably stick around and do some video later for their practice, because they have Tuesday night practice. And then Fridays, next Friday is their first football game. So I'll have to do that next Friday. And that's just the start of the season. I haven't really even looked further into the month yet. I know there's at least 1 or 2 more football games. I've got a competition in there. I guess they dropped 1 competition, so they're only down to 3. 3.5, I guess. They got 1 that's not really a competition. It's more of all the high schools in the district will come together and they'll put on just kind of a promo of just all their shows just for each other. So it's not really a competition. They'll still get graded on it. I think they bring in some judges to kind of give them critiques and stuff on it. But so that'll be the crazy end of September into October is when that's going to get really crazy. So I'm just trying to get things caught up so it'll be a lot easier for me in the chainmail side of things before that starts happening. But while we're here and just getting started, I want to thank everybody for stopping in, dropping in, and checking us out, see what's going on. Actually, I looked today, I'm at 298 followers on Facebook, so we're 2 away from doing our giveaways. Hopefully by over the weekend, maybe I'll get those 2 more, and I'll advertise it for a week before we actually have the giveaway, so more people can try to be there and everything. So that'll actually happen on one of our Wednesday night streams is when I'll do the giveaways. Once we do get to 300, but we're right there on the cusp, 298. So I was actually kind of surprised to see that. I didn't realize I'd gotten so many over the weekend. I knew I got some more over the weekend, but didn't realize that. And then I had a couple more yesterday, I believe. So start following, and I looked at it closer. I was like, oh, didn't expect that. So I'm going to have to watch it every day now. So if you haven't followed us on Facebook, go ahead and give us a follow and a like and all that good stuff. Get us up to that 300. And we can start doing a giveaway. Said I'm not sure what I'm going to give away yet, but I'm going to do a couple. We're going to do some, well, at least 3 things, I think. You know, just kind of smaller items per se. And then it depends on who's here. If there's more people that are chain millers, I could put together and throw in one of the chain yin kits, if that's what you might want. I don't know, I'm thinking about having some options on that. And I've been kind of thinking about how I wanted to do it. And now I'm going to have to really finalize how I want to do it, since we're just on the cusp. Just getting there, so I do want to thank everybody that's done that. I know some people drop in and say hey, and others just kind of watch video, drop in, see what's going on, and all that's great. Whatever you all can do, watch it later, whatever the case may be. So I just want to say thank you for all that. And who knows, maybe by Christmas we can get closer to 500. And that will be the next goal. Like I said, once I do a 500, we get to 500, I think I'm going to give away one of my big lampshades. Now don't quote me on that, it's kind of tentative, but I'm wanting to do something bigger for one of those, so that would be definitely a bigger item. 489. But other than that, like I said, pretty much since yesterday, just did some more bracelets, and then I've been working on some of the wall hangings and getting some pictures and stuff done, and still got 3D printer going like crazy, doing up some things that I'm hopefully going to be able to show here in the next week or two. Pretty much finished up one of my little tutorials. It'll be a free tutorial, and you'll see why it's free later, but I need to double check some things in it, add the option to it, and then I need to start adding to the website for it. So once I get all that done, I'll kind of let it go out there. But hopefully it'll be done by next weekend. I've got a rough draft going on another tutorial. It should be finished up this weekend. And then I still got two other things I want to do for tutorial style things. One, I need to more double check and triple check, make sure it's not out there anywhere that somebody's done. And then I will slowly start adding in some other free ones for basic weaves that are got all kinds of different tutorials out there and whatnot as is. I just figured I want to kind of have a little spot for some ones like that for myself. Probably when I do those at the same time, I'm going to try to make a video for them, so you can either just download a free tutorial on it, you can go watch the video while you're working on it, kind of cross everything over. So it's definitely been a busy week. Figure it's going to be even busier coming up here soon. I'm waiting for this weather to cool down, though. I'll much more enjoy once we hit mid-October and have some of those warmer days, or cooler days. Warmer days. Had enough warm days as is. I'm ready for summer to be over. Give me that cool weather. I'm not into the pumpkin spice, but I'll take this pumpkin spice weather. They call it, chili season too, but I cook chili all year round. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, it's nicer and stuff in the winter when you're watching some football games or whatnot, but it was about a month ago or so I made up some chili. Wife's like, "You're doing chili in the middle of summer?" Well, I'm in the mood to eat chili, so. With my chili, it normally takes a good 18 to 24 hours, so it is something I need to kind of plan and work towards. I want to try doing a smoked chili one time, but that'll be a little more intense, I'm sure. I haven't really even pulled out the griller or smoker this year. It's just been so hot. It's like, we had some nice times at different times, but I was so busy with other stuff, it was like I don't have time to pull it out right now. Then I regretted it later, because it's like, oh, it's nice. Should have done it. Now it's hot. Now I don't want to do it. But I'm sure that'll happen a little bit more here once I get into October. Even though I'll still be busy, I'll normally try to get it out at least then. I'm missing some smoked burgers. I haven't had any of those in a while. I like a lot of the other smoked stuff, but when I did my first smoked burger, I was like, oh my. it was actually better the next day. I've seen people and heard people talk about it, you know, when you're cooking and grilling and smoking, you know, you're out there in it all the time, so by the time it comes time to eat it, it's still good, but you're so used to the smell and everything that you've been dealing with doing it, it's actually better the next day. And I've come to find that out to be kind of true. I mean, there's some aspects of next day that's not as good, but flavor-wise, it seems like I have more flavor in it the next day. But I'm hoping actually tomorrow night, if I get some time with doing the Facebook group video chatting thing, I'll probably end up working on this that time, so that should give me, you know, a good couple more hours into it, hopefully. I want to work on something while we're there, and I don't want to necessarily work on the things that I'm going to be taking pictures of, so I don't have to constantly get up, move cameras, blah, blah, blah. So I figured, well, that'll give me another good chance where I can get some more time into it then. At least I hope so, because I know Saturday I'll be kind of busy with more pictures. I got some more pictures I need to do outside. And then I've got some more inside I need to do, so I want to kind of get most of that wrapped up by Sunday. I'm hoping. And for some reason I get extra time, I'm going to actually work on the website a little bit more to make sure I can get all the new things added in. And like I said, if I could get, like, you know, 32-hour days, maybe, where I don't add anything else, that would be my biggest problem. Oh, I got more time, let me add this, let me add that. And if you're watching, don't forget that, just a reminder that I also do laser work on acrylics, woods, tags, scales, etc. I'm wanting to add some more of that. I'm trying to come up with some more designs for chainmail laser tags and scales. Trying not to make sure I'm not something that's already out there. That's the other thing. Just so many different things out there that people have done. Or might be similar, so. But if you ever have ideas and you want some custom laser etched tags or scales, just drop me a line. We can work that up for you. But all the other laser stuff we do too. It's kind of a neat little side thing. Like I said, I've done pretty good with it. I don't really advertise it all that much, but the people that know, that have ordered things, they've let other people know, and that's about where I kind of do most of that. But I do talk about it on occasion, so go over and check it out on the website under the branded section. And I've got one full section that's basically got one of everything. Actually, it's missing a few things. I need to add a few more to that too. But, you know, we have different sized tumblers and coffee mugs and cutting boards and all kinds of different things over there. So you have to go check it out, see what's there. And if you have any other things, you know, I've done some personal etching on other items. Again, why I need the photo gallery, so that I can put off those one-off style things and other custom things that I've done. Sometimes I add them to Facebook, but I've had some people not want some of their custom stuff on Facebook, and so I respect that. They say they're willing to have it on my own site, so I just don't want Facebook to have it, which I kind of understand in a way. So, now I will say, when I went to start up my stream tonight, Monday night, it worked as normal, well, as the new normal. And then Wednesday, last night, it was working really weird, and I had to do certain things to get to certain sections, which was highly unusual, and then tonight it was back to normal. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't have to go through that whole thing. I'm sure there were people that probably complained, because, like I said, if you were using a restreamer or something like that, it would have been a pain in the butt to have to get all that going to shut it down just to get to the part to add a description, you know. So I was glad to see that change tonight. Even though I ended up getting all my cameras and stuff ready just in case. I normally go through and get all my description stuff added, then I start getting the cameras turned on and the software running. But the other night I had to do it a little backwards, and so I ended up just kind of doing it that way again today, just because I figured it was going to be the same, but it didn't, so that was kind of nice. Now, it's still a little high. Hopefully I'm not too jerky in my video tonight. Grab a drink real quick while I look at it. Still in the orange, which is better than red, but means I've had some droppage in my output. So hopefully it's not too bad for anybody. And if I was constantly watching the screen, I'd probably see it, but if I'm watching the screen, I can't change my... I guess I could in a way by looking through the screen, but I'd have to wait 10 seconds for movement to try to... That would be interesting, actually, the more I think about it. Watching the screen and then trying to do my weaving, which I probably could. I'm sitting here looking at the screen now, waiting for the delay to come in with me just moving this. There it goes. So, let's see here. If I grab that, I'm still looking at the screen. Actually, I could probably go faster by just feeling it. There's the 3. Actually got a little further before I got to the video part. Okay, enough goofing around. I could probably do it faster by just closing my eyes and feeling it than waiting for the stream to come up. With the delay and trying to view the stream to do it. Definitely be slower, but did I screw that one up still? Yeah, I did. All that playing around, and look what I did. I screwed up. My own fault. That's what I get. At least I caught it early. These I can pull out center ones in this without a problem for the most part. Some tighter weaves will be harder to pull out when you get further along. When I was doing the 3/16 18 gauge inlay, that thing was a nice little tight booger. It would not stretch any which direction. So it was nice in that aspect, but if you had a screw up in it, there wasn't no fixing it. Well, you could fix it, but you had to back all the way back out to wherever the problem was. And so that would have been a pain in the butt, because it's nicer when you can just kind of come in and change it later if you want. It's kind of what I did with the Mahomes picture inlay. It had enough, give in it that I could come back, and I made a few changes after I was done in a few spots. Most of it ended up coming out pretty good. And I'm just talking about a couple rings here, a couple rings there. Overall, from just to stand back and look at a picture, you probably wouldn't even notice, but... I did not pull out nearly enough. How did I miss 2 rings? I guess I didn't count them. And I went, oh, timey-wimey, spacey. What? This is way off for some reason. And what camera are we on now? We're on the upper camera. So that must mean we're over 20 minutes in. That's one way of telling how long I've been by just seeing what camera view I'm on, since it switches every 10 minutes on me. It's good enough as long as I stay up on the white. And I'll be in camera view. So this one I always keep pretty flat because it has actually got some weight to it. I wonder, maybe I should weigh it when we get done tonight. Give it a little bit, because it's definitely already heavier than my other ones I've done, but they were all aluminum. This one's got bronze in it, so it's definitely got a lot more weight to it compared to the others. 3, 6, 9. So maybe I will roll it up and give it a quick weigh tonight. I haven't done that yet on it, so just curiously wondering myself. I should go pull out one of the others and weigh it, but I know this is definitely heavier than those already, and we're just past halfway. But the weighted pieces that I have for it got some weight to them too, so hopefully I can get decent weight out of the ones that I'll be making, because I think I'm going to end up making the silver ones out of stainless steel, and then I'll use bronze for the other color. So both of those will actually have some decent weight to it. I did go with aluminum on this just because I was putting an aluminum border on it. And now that I think about it more, maybe I should have went and got some black and stainless to do my border, and then I could have done stainless in there. But, you know, it'll still work. And I did at one point think about, well, I could weld it up too, and I was like, which I don't mind, only because the price would go so astronomical already, since it's already pretty expensive for something like this. If I was to weld all these rings, I'm not even sure how many rings I'll have when I'm done. I know I've got it written down somewhere, but I don't have my notepad. My notebook on the desk here. Otherwise, I'm sure I could find it, but like I said, I don't really have didn't really make a template for it because I've done a couple others already, so I kind of knew what I needed to do anyway. And hopefully next week I'll at least, if I can get 2 more of this row in and 1 more row in, I'll feel comfortable about pulling out the pieces to add to it, so we can kind of see that. And yeah, I might end up having to put on the wide-angle lens on the main upper camera to be able to get my full top to bottom in a frame, because I'm already almost at the top, which is probably cut off on the stream side once it's on the main screen, and then I'll be definitely down to here by then. So yeah, I'll probably have to add back in the wide angle lens back in. Took it off once I got done with my homes because it was a little too far away, and it had a lot to the sides that didn't need to be there, because most of my stuff it's inside the square here. If I can keep it in the square, I guess I should say. The cameras, they're there. It's me keeping it in there. In the camera view is always the issue. I've been doing fairly decent with it as of late, but there are still occasions. I don't remember what I was doing. What day was it? Oh, I was working on the bottle cap once, and I kept moving out of screen because part of that, though, was just I was needing to look at it closer. It was just giving me all kinds of weird issues. I've done those type of wraps 1,000 times practically, and I just kept putting them through the wrong one for some reason. It was just a bad night for streaming. Afterwards, I ended up doing the other two, without any problems. Took like half the time as the first one did during the stream. I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, probably just because I got done doing it, so I realized what I kept doing wrong over and over and over again. Why I was doing it wrong, I still don't know why. Just one of those days, I guess. Normally when that kind of thing happens, when I just move to another project and I'll come back to it and everything flops back into normal. Just one of those brain moments that, you know, durr. And somebody, I haven't had him out here in a while. I'm on this screen, I don't know. I'd have to put him on the thing here. My duck and Nana. He can sit on the board. Other than I will say, I think they screwed up putting him together, because his feet are kind of one way, and his head goes the other way. It's like his head should have been this way. But he's the duck and Nana. My oldest daughter had to get him for some reason for me, so he makes appearances on occasion. I'll put him right up here for now. He might show up in one of the screens, I don't know. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. I know she hasn't watched lately, but their whole household has been sick with COVID, so I guess the son-in-law finally got out of the hospital. Is back home to ride out the rest. She ended up finally getting seen. So she's at home doing everything she needs to do, but can't really go help or do anything to help them out. So, but I'm glad that hopefully they're getting a little bit better and that at least they're home. I haven't heard anything today on them. Let me give a quick check around here. Looks like I got a couple viewers between Twitch and YouTube. So thank you all on the Twitch and YouTube side for dropping in. And anybody on Facebook. I thought I had some, but people come and go, so I might have missed it. And if I miss saying hey, I'm not missing any comments. I know yesterday my private message box on the laptop popped up perfectly right over the top of my chat box for the stream, and I didn't notice it was a separate box. So I thought the private message from John was part of the message box, and I didn't notice it till I got done with the stream, started closing boxes down. I was like, oh, my private message box is open. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's lined up perfectly over my comment box for the stream. I was like, well, crap. Then I realized I missed all kinds of comments from John. So if you're watching this later, John, or whatever, if you might be one of the others watching on the other side of the other streaming services, I want to apologize again. I did text him afterwards too to apologize, because yeah, it was just totally weird. I've had the text box open before, but they've never lined up just perfect with it, so I could tell that it was a separate box. Partially, I guess some of that was just well, no, it would have been the same with from other people, but yeah, the way it just happened to open was perfectly aligned with it, so I didn't notice it. Since I don't actually do any typing on the comment section myself, I would have noticed it if I went to type something, because that part would have looked different once I started looking closer at it. But I make quick glances everywhere to see if I'm missing a comment or something, and yeah, I totally missed all this conversation. I caught it afterwards. I read everything up after that point, but it still sucked that I missed everything during the stream. He's probably wondering why it's not answering. Why is he not what? But it was weird. I wasn't expecting it when I seen it afterwards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So sometimes that will happen. So I will say, if you ever make a comment and I do miss it, it's not like I do it on purpose. It's some type of weirdness that's happened. I know there was one night, it's been a little while now, I was switching, when you have your own group, business, Facebook page, whatever, and a personal one, you have an option of who you want to interact as on that page. You know, normally when I'm here doing my stream, I interact as the Booga Box. If I want to share it to my own page, I've got to switch over and interact as my normal profile. And I noticed that when I was switching back and forth one night, that there was comments in the comment section that as the business side I couldn't see, but when I was under my personal profile I could see. It was really weird. Now I don't know if that's happened again since then. I did notice it happen actually one time with when I was watching somebody else's stream, because during those you can interact again as my own business side or personal profile side. And the same thing was happening on that within that same week that happened on mine. So I don't know if it was a Facebook weirdy glitch at the time or whatnot, but if I ever do miss anything, just to let you know, it's not on purpose. If it's something you need to know and I don't end up catching later, sometimes I will, like last night's, just send me a private message, email, whatever, contact me, and we'll take care of whatever it was you had to ask. Hopefully it was something not too important if I missed it, but like I said, it's never anything I do on purpose. Oh, here, I got some over here. Oh, no, it's just a bunch of wannabe famous again. I was like, ooh, Twitch has got a lot of comments, but no, not really. Just several different Goombas coming in and wannabe famous by followers. 3 different users all for the same website. And I wonder how, real quick here, if I can get rid of these comments. I don't want to reply, I want it to go away. I've never had to really I don't know how to get rid of a comment on Twitch. Huh. There's no X I can click to reply, but I can't seem to delete the message. Well, if anybody ever hears this and knows how to delete a message off Twitch, let me know. Because I can't figure out. I can click on their profile, blah blah blah. I can send them a whisper, which I guess is some type of personal chat, but I can't seem to figure out how to get rid of their message. So if you're on the Twitch still watching and you see those, sorry about that. That's going to happen with idiot people. It just drive me nuts. Like, what's the point? Who's going to actually do that? I guess if it's something you would think about doing, you would have already been doing it by now anyway. All it does is just flood other people's stuff with useless nonsense stuff, because nobody that would actually follow me would probably go there, and I wouldn't be interested in it. I don't know, like I said, I don't know who would actually be interested in going to an odd website to increase counts. If it's something that, if you wanted to do increase counts like that, you would already be doing it some other place. I would imagine. It's nothing that I would do, but if you're wanting to increase your counts and whatnot, don't need advertising on everybody's stream. And all these, when I was looking at it, I could look at everybody's profile and blah blah blah, and they're all within like the last month sign-ups. I think one of them was just today sign up. But I kind of get the same thing on my website. Every day I get 4 or 5 new customer sign-ups. But you can tell when they're junk sign-ups. Those are all junk. Every week I probably get a handful, if not more some days, of real actual people. And then a lot of the other orders that I get from people are ones that have already signed up. But every day there's at least 3 or 4 bad ones that and like I said, easy to tell because they use the same name as their first and last name. And 90% of the time they're with .ru, Russia email addresses. Pretty much a big giveaway. It's kind of a pain in the butt having to deal with them all the time, but that's part of being online, I guess. You're just going to have trolls, or I don't even know if that's what you would call them personally. Honestly, you hear people use all those weird names. I don't know what they call them, just pain in the butts, that's all I know. What's the point? If you're not going to come by anything, why sign up? Think you're going to get extra stuff by signing up, but no. Just make me have to clean up the database, which I do. Well, once a month I go through and have to clean out, 60, 100 fake user sign-ins. which is a pain in the butt, but and then there's some that I'm always unsure of. So the ones I'm unsure, if I'm like, they used a different first and last name, but still with an odd email address, I end up leaving those for a little while, see if there's any more activity from them before I decide to cancel it out. But then legit ones, when I place an order, none of those get canceled. Other than I did lose them out of my database when I moved my system over to the newer system. So if you ever signed up with and ordered through the older website, which would have been more than a year ago now, right around a year maybe. I don't even exactly remember when I kind of made the transition to the newer setup. I still have all those lists of people and what they ordered, though. I did back all that up, and so I have that in a file, so I know what everybody was. I just, manually adding back into the new system is not something easy to do, and then especially if they don't want to come and rechange their password and stuff, so I just left it off. So if you've ordered before and you have to re-sign up, sorry. It will happen. I mean, when the tech support is me, and only me. I don't have any, if I was a big old company like, Amazon's and stuff, they can do a lot of different things when you got hundreds of people working on the background of stuff, and can make updates easily done. But when it's just me, I have to do what I can when I can. I just try to make sure it's as safe as I can possibly get it, and works the way that most people will not have an issue. That's basically my goals on it. I know there's, like I said, I've had one person have a problem with ordering using the PayPal Express on it, but I still keep getting orders, and I've tried to go recreate the issue, but I haven't been able to do it. And actually, I guess she let me know later that she tried a different way. Before, she's having problems with her computer not doing it right, but on her phone it worked perfectly fine. So that was one of those other weird things. But if you ever have any kind of problems ordering or whatnot through the website, just drop me a line. We can either work out a way of going around it where I can send you just a invoice for whatever you're wanting to get. And like I said, I'd like to chat with everybody that orders personally anyway. Not everybody, but a good chunk of them. If it's something pretty easily known, and sometimes I'll send questions to people and they don't reply, they just want their order, so that's what I do. But if you ever have any issues with the website, just drop me a line, let me know. You're trying to order, or if it's just you're viewing and something's breaking, not working quite right, options seem a little weird on an item, just drop me a line, let me know. Because putting all those options per item can be a kind of a pain sometimes, and I'm not infallible. I'll screw up putting stuff in, and I've done it before, and people will either let me know, or later on I went back through and caught it myself. Because I do go play around on my own website at times and try to order different things and send it at the order a different way to just verify everything's working properly. Especially when I do any updating to anything on it. I feel better once I know all that will work. At one point people were having a problem with having a tutorial on their account, and that was something I hadn't actually fully tested out. It was supposed to be working, and then I found out why it wasn't, so I again went in there and got that fixed up. And if you sign up on the website and you have ordered the changing tutorial a while back before the changeover, make a new sign up, let me know, and I can add that into your account so that you can re-download it at any point in time. And if you're watching and you want an updated version of it or lost it, just let me know. I've got my list of people that I know have bought it, and I can resend it. I'm working on a newer version. Minor changes, nothing big that would really change anything that you have currently, but it's more just if you lost it and want to see what's more updated. I've kind of changed up a little bit just so it's a little better to understand, I think. And then I've had Tara helping me. She found some typos. And if you know me, at all. You know, me and typing, we don't always work together well. I've got friends that call me the Swedish chef when it comes to my typing, because my words, when I start typing so fast, they get a little crazy. Especially it's twice as bad on a text with a phone that does autocorrect, which never autocorrects correctly. I'll catch it afterwards. What do you mean by, oh, that's not anything what I meant. But you've seen all the bad autocorrects out there. You can imagine some of the things that get put out there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So where are we at here? We're at 45 minutes. Cool. And we've gotten full row plus a little bit more, because I think we started right in here, up here on the first one, or was it the second one? I guess it was the second one right in here. So gotten over a full row done. Like I said, hopefully I can remember to weigh it tonight. Probably will end a little early-ish tonight if I'm not getting any comments, just so that I can pull back out the lightish box thing that I have, and try to get some more pictures of stuff done. Normally don't like to close down early unless I absolutely have to, but you know, I do want to try to get a little jump on some things, and I've actually been running a full hour and a half on quite a few of my last streams, so, and we still might tonight. Sometimes I just forget to look at time, and before I realize it, it's time. Or past time. I've had a few past. But we could end a little early tonight. Just, if you're watching later too, you might notice that we ended a little early. Time isn't what it normally is, but I will get in my full hour at least. I will, I definitely like to get my full hour in at minimum. And I do kind of start at an odd time. If you haven't checked us out and just seen this for the first time, we stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays at 7:30 Central Time. Kind of an odd start time instead of being on the hour, but that's me. I like to be odd. One too many. Try to make a 4-in-1. That'd been super tight. Or I guess not a 4-in-1. That would have been 8-in-1. I did it again. Definitely need bigger rings for 8-in-1. 3 8s I guess would probably work alright, but 5/16 would not work in an 8-in-1. Actually never tried, but I can't imagine it being this one's already as tight as it is. How much tighter it would be with trying to grab 2 more per ring. And there's a little bit of play, but I'd definitely bring it up nice and tight, I guess. It could work. Like I said, I haven't tried it, so it could possibly. Let's see here, one more. Oh, I got a private message. Let me send a reply real quick to this. Normally, again, don't like doing that. Okay. Again, I do notice when I just got a private message at how it popped up over my box. It actually shrunk my window down a little bit. I think that's what caught me off guard, and couldn't see the chat underneath it. So I thought, oh, messages. How did I miss that many? And then I realized there was. I think that might have been what threw me off last night, because in the private message it was a link. So the link was actually pretty long, and so there was only one message there. This one, I could see the chat above the one line. It was a quick send, And so I was like, I see myself commenting back, and I was like, and then I realized it's a private message, so. But I did at least catch it. Let me see. At least no more wannabe famouses over on Twitchy. I don't even know. They don't have times on when they came in, so I don't even know if they were back to back or if they were slowly over time. It had to be somewhat quickly back to back, because I'm checking over there at least every 5-ish or so minutes, and if I see any comments, then I check more often over there. Facebook one I do quite often look up at it, but I'll have to do a little work again to answer that question, so for sure we probably will end a little early tonight so I can go check out what Tara was asking me about. Tahara, I'm not exactly sure. I keep forgetting to ask her how to pronounce it. She was asking me a question about the changing, so I know I'm limited on my kits on right now on the just certain options. 369 because of the spikes needed. I've got some different spikes coming in, and then we'll have to test those, see if they will work instead until my normal supplier has them in. Hopefully they will get them in soon enough, but last time I checked, which was a week and a half ago, they were still talking a couple months out, and it's like, I can't live with a couple months. So I had to go looking around, and hopefully I found something that will work as an alternative. We'll see what happens. We'll have to make a note of that on the website for anybody that might want one. So we'll go ahead, we'll get our hour in, and then I probably will close it up. So roughly 10 more minutes or so. Yeah, it's a little quicker tonight than I would have planned, but like I said, I was already kind of planning on going early anyway to try to do some other things, and this one will probably, to answer that question, I'll probably got about a 20-30 minute job to do to be able to answer that question. Need to double check some things and whatnot, so it all works out good, I guess, and y'all are probably getting bored with this. I'm hoping to actually start the next picture inlay. Like I said, I was hoping to by after next week, but it might be a little bit longer. I'm going to have to really push on this at some point, though. I just need to sit down and get it done, because I'm definitely ready to get into my next picture one. And those I always seem to push harder on anyway, too, once I'm working on it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Just because I'm ready to see it done. And I'm ready to see this one done, too. But I've done a couple, so when it's a fresh new item like that, and hopefully I'll have other things done by then, too, so that'll give me extra time. It wasn't for half y'all these new pictures, and trying to get the website updated. As now, I'd probably have this done by now. But pretty much anything free is the stream. If it's not in order I'm working on, I'm trying to get these other things taken care of. And so it's definitely given me less time to work on projects like this, bigger ones. I easily can do the smaller ones with orders of bracelets and necklaces and stuff. You know, that's, depending on the weave, something I definitely get done within the day normally. unless it's something I got to order parts for, which happens on occasion too. If you ever order anything in an odder metal or something that I might be out of because you need it bigger or whatnot, I always contact you, let you know, do you want to hang on? If you don't want to wait for it, I'm willing to refund. I've done that a few times with people, and then I actually did it with one where I made a refund letting them know, yeah, it'd take me 2 weeks to get the stuff in, so it'd be, you know, it could be 21 days before you get your item. They're like, no, I don't want to do that, give me a refund. 3 days later, they rebought the item and said, yeah, I'll wait. So, if it's something I don't have in stock, I try to keep a lot of stuff in stock, but, you know, I'm always using stuff, so stock is always going in and out. I try to make a list of, you know, everything I need and make an order once a month, but sometimes I have to do it a little sooner than that, depending. I normally have me a little list of things whenever I'm working on something, realizing, oh, I'm getting a little low on this, I better get more, and all that, so. Where are we at here? 55. Well, I might get close to finishing up this row before I'd want to call it quits, but quick looks everywhere. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, it was another hot day out there again today, like 99, feel like 109. 97, feel like 109, something like that. All I know, it's hot. And no really wind, and I don't know if the wind would have really helped, because normally when it's this hot and it gets breezy, it's like you're more in a convection oven anyway. You want to be in an oven or a convection oven? That's basically my two options here as of late. Supposed to be all weekend, still up in the mid to upper 90s. A little break down to like 89 on Monday. Woo! Tuesday back up to like 92. I'm like, it's going to be a hot day doing pictures too. Depending on where we do them, I don't know if we're going to do them inside or outside. I guess I need to find that out here soon enough. Where do you want to do pictures this year? Last year I did them outside just because, well, it was easier as they were heading towards the field for practice. And, you know, the mask mandates, you know. So outside we could get the mask off to do a quick picture. Off they would go, and I mean, I was far enough back anyway. Normally get a whole mid shot so that if they got their instrument, they can show their instrument off. Eight, 9. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish up this row. That'll probably take us a little over an hour. Not by a whole lot, so we'll finish this row before we call it quits tonight. That's only about 20 more rings or so. 18, 19, 20 basically after that one. So we'll go ahead and finish up this row and then we'll call it quits. Well, I did want to weigh it though. I guess it won't take too long to weigh. We'll finish up the silver. I'll weigh it real quick and then we'll call it quits. I won't finish up this row tonight. See, I always changing my mind all the time. Well, that ring won't start working for me. But definitely want to kind of get an idea of where we're at. I wouldn't even try to guess, but I know my guessing would probably be way off. Maybe a pound and a half ish. Again, I don't have a clue. I've never really, now if you give me actually, if you kind of ounces, I kind of get an idea of how ounces fit in a bag, and I can kind of guesstimate that sometimes, but being bronze, I've never, something this big in bronze, not sure if I've got good judgment or not. I'm trying to compare it to pulling out a brisket or something. Okay, I have a 3-pound butt here. Does this feel like a 3-pound butt? No, not quite. It's about as floppy as a 3-pound butt sometimes. Just so you know, we're talking about smoking meat. So if I only had a 3-pound butt, I'd be a lot lighter. Well, actually, I probably have a 3-pound butt because I have no butt. There ain't no meat on my butt to weigh. So let me grab the scale. And let's give this a roll up too so it'll fit on there better. The camera weaving on, we're on the front cam. So let's give this a weigh-in, see where we're at. Now, I guess I should turn on button. Works better than the other one. You need to get it up here too. 1 pound, 14 ounces, so we're almost up to 2 pounds, so that's fairly close actually. So if I'm up to, if we had 1.5 pounds, probably be about a little over 3 pounds probably by the time we're done. So, yeah, 1 pound, 14.1 ounces. So that's actually fairly close compared to what I thought I would be. Surprising. Maybe I'm just getting better through the years. And doing these bigger projects now of, you know, jerseys and the wall hanging inlays. Getting better on judging my weights. But anyway, I want to thank everybody again that joined us and watching it later and all that good stuff. I hope you enjoy coming in, dropping in, seeing what's going on all the time. I hope you all have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday night for Medium Project Night. We'll be starting a new project. I want to advertise what it is, but I also don't. So you'll just have to wait and see till Monday to see what Monday's new project will be. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and thanks again for dropping in. We'll see you later.